Today I'm with my friend Ace at Sparta's New and Used Antique Store, and I love going in here because they always have a little bit of everything. Let's check it out! Hey all you colorful sprinkles, it's Willow, and I'm back this week after a fantastic week of noodles. We're back. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. And we're going to explore and see what kind of deals we can find here in Sparta. One of the first things that caught our eye when we walked in was this Beanie Baby bin. I've never seen this jellyfish Beanie Baby, but it's super cute. And we were digging around just to see if there was anything exciting. I've not looked at Beanie Babies because they're not really worth anything, even though they were thought to be worth something.
And I still buy Beanie Babies.
I did have that seahorse one, and this little kiwi bird is adorable. I might have to go back and get him because he's kind of cute. In the other room, they had some VHS tapes and DVDs. In this store, like I said, it has a little bit of everything, new, used, antiques, kind of everything here. So we really have to dig because you never know what you'll find in the clutter. The dolls here were really unusual looking. I don't even know if those were dolls. They kind of look like babies. I did see this great hand-painted circus wagon, but it looked a little bit broken, so I'm not going to take that for my circus stuff. I didn't even know Canada had coats of arms. That's really cool to see all those on that plate there. Canada! And it is getting close to Easter, so the store was definitely stocked up on Easter Bunny merch, as well as some other stuff that I definitely found interesting, like this ravioli maker. I think that's what this is. Also, I couldn't help but notice right next to this was a giant glass case that had a Murano glass clown for $10. Unbelievable. $10 for a Murano glass clown. Can you believe it? While I was drooling over the clown, Ace was over in the military section checking out some boots and a few shirts in there. He ended up grabbing a couple of them. And if you look closer at the cases, they do have a ton of different military pins and badges. I don't know what any of them mean. Just beneath that, they also had swords and hand grenades, which makes me a little uncomfortable. If you're a collector of glassware or ceramics, they definitely have a lot of them throughout the store, including this ceramic clown duck. I've never seen this game Breaking Point before, so I had to look up the commercial.
Breaking Point is a game that requires nerves of steel, intense concentration, a keen eye, and a delicate touch.
Along with stressful games that I probably wouldn't be good at, they also have a lot of home furnishings throughout the store, so if you're looking to decorate your house, this is a great place to go to find cool, unique things. Speaking of unique, some of the most unique things were found in this little booth alcove thing here. I couldn't believe some of the things they had, like this giant zebra on the wall, or even some of the mannequins like I've never seen before, bedazzled. Look at this. This is incredible. I've never seen a mannequin look like that. They also had hats and plates and a Marilyn Monroe felt painting. I think that's a felt painting. And this cool little sculpture of a lady flying. The sculpture actually kind of reminds me of a Judy Baumberger piece. These Bailey Irish cream cups look like they came out of Beauty and the Beast. If you have kids in a band program where you play an instrument, they also have several instruments throughout the store. I really love the glass pieces they had, especially that table lighter there. That's beautiful, that green one back there. And they had these babushka salt and pepper shakers, I think they were. And some coral, which you can find pretty much anywhere in Florida, so I wasn't too amused by that. That's kind of like stuff we find on the ground. I was definitely surprised at how many mannequin heads they had around here, like for hair school students, but there were at least 20 or 30 of them throughout the store. A lot of people get jadeite confused with uranium glass. This is not uranium glass. This is called jadeite, and it looks very similar. I also recently posted in a short that I found one of these Taco Bell dogs. This one was in a wrapper, however, the audio was not working on it, so I didn't take it, and I already have this one anyway. I do want to get some of these other ones, that I Think I'm in Love, and Viva Gorditas, and Here Lizard Lizard, which was one I had as a child. It was for the Taco Bell commercial with the dog and Godzilla. Lizard, lizard, lizard. In the back, there are even more Beanie Babies. I've never seen some of these. Look at this anteater. Very cute. Boop. This little book was really interesting. It looked like a good place you could like carve out and hide snacks inside of it, and no one would suspect it. And who doesn't love a good dagger? Look at that. It was in a glass case and everything. One of my favorite series is Baskets, and this reminds me of Christine Baskett's hat from the Easter episode. As a magician, I see a lot of people wearing tailcoats in my profession. However, this was kind of neat to just see hanging on the shelf with a top hat. Growing up, I remember my dad had this cassette player / radio, but above it was this interesting old granddad statue. I'm assuming it's like some sort of whiskey souvenir or something. I'm not sure, but it looks really neat. And they had some old Batman gear and, of course, Miss Piggy in her retro outfit. And like I said earlier, there were a lot of home furnishings, something I'm not looking much for because I barely have room for all my tiny collectibles. Speaking of tiny collectibles, does anyone know what this is from? Ace and I thought it looked vaguely familiar and we couldn't remember. There were a lot of handcrafted things as well. One of the things that stood out was this cool button painting. I've never seen anyone do that with buttons before. And remember when I said there were a lot of hair school mannequins? This one even had a nice pink dye job on its hair. When I'm out antiquing, I always run into clowns, and this was no exception. Look at this guy. Boop. Someone must have been a huge collector of Richard Nixon pins because they had a whole stock covered in them. Last week I made a reference to Alton Brown, and this week I had to do it again because, well, it's good eats. This poor elf has seen some things. $1 is a fantastic deal for a clown doll, although I'll pass on this one. I might have to come back and get some of these clown dolls that they have laying around the store. There was clearly an abundance of dolls that looked like they had no souls. I mean, look at these soulless eyes. Does anyone need a cat shirt? I love this gumball machine. It's that classic red color. I wonder what I could repurpose it for. Maybe turn it into a lamp or something? This lady was trying to hitchhike her way out of here. Good luck. Maybe she can take the tricycle that's up here. And around the corner from the tricycle, it's Kismet.
It was Kismet.
How many of you had a Nordic track in the early 2000s? I remember my dad had one in his workout room. I love finding ornate chests like this. Look how beautiful this is. This looks like something Houdini would have brought on the road with him.
Holy Houdini.
Ace was telling me that they used to have this coffee table in their house and their brother used to slam his knees into it. Maybe just a little too low for a coffee table. Until moving to the Midwest, I had never seen so many Hummel dolls before, but I see them all the time, and here's one of those soulless dolls again. This back room here had a lot of glass shelves with cool things on it, but one of my favorites are these wooden shelves by the window that were illuminated by all the colorful glass in it, like this glass clown and all these beautiful vases. According to an old ad for it, the Lingerie Lou doll came with 2 patterns for kids to be able to make clothes for this doll. Now you can just buy them on the shelf. I'm actually really curious, how many of you can actually see these magic eye posters? I am convinced that it's all a placebo. I love this adorable clown ashtray. It almost makes you want to take up smoking. I am trying to collect these McDonald's Furbies, but for $3 it's a little much and they spelt Furbies wrong.
A Furby!
We had a wonderful time shopping at the Sparta New and Used store, but if you have a bad time, you can always fill out one of their complaint forms. I also want to give a big thank you to Ace who joined me on this and got me these awesome Furby McDonald's toys as well as the Murano Glass Clown we were looking at. My collection of Murano Glass Clowns is slowly growing. Also, I didn't have a lot of time to film a short for it, but I did pick up this Furby from a local Goodwill, and I also picked up these 2 Poochies from a local thrift store. What do you like to collect? Let me know in the comments. Also, check out one of these awesome videos. We have more coming up next week. And finally, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you'll be informed when I post a video next Monday. I'll see you then.